Hi guys, so you join me down my local river. I've just come for a couple of hours. You know, one of them ones where we've all got loads of stuff to do, like myself, and the missus is in the ear hole trying to get stuff done. So I thought to myself, do you know what, I could just do a couple of hours down the river to see if I can get anything. I brought my barbel rod down, I brought my chub float down, so I'm going to run that with a bit of meat on through the river behind me. And I've also got a little bit of a dead bait one. Last time I was down here I got fricked to death by a pike jumping out at the side of me. So I want to see if we can grab a pike, probably a jack. You never know, fingers crossed. So, I just want to run you through the setup I'm using today. I'm using a Pursuit Shimano rod that's a 12-foot or a 13-foot rod, depending on what you need. It's got a foot extension you can add on and make it to your needs like. Then I'm using a Shimano 6000B, and the reason why I'm using a Shimano 6000B is because not only do I float fish this one, I also use it as a feeder reel if I need it to, so I can use the bait runner side of it. I'm using a 15-pound braided line, and the reason why I'm using braided line is because where I'm fishing is absolutely full of weed. So it's not really to the strength of it, it's just because it cuts through the weed easily. I'm using a 12-gram chubber float on the end of this. You'll notice all the actual float rubbers on there, and the reason why there's all the float rubbers on there is because this stretch absolutely nails them rubbers, and you will find that I actually lose a good few. Then I've got 5 SSG going to the bottom, and then a luxurious piece of meat at the bottom. So you'll notice that while I'm fishing the chubber float that's running down the river, I've got another rod in at the side here. Now last time I was fishing this stretch, I was chucking the float out and it absolutely scared out my skin. There was a pike jumped up right close to me, absolutely fripped me to death because I was paying attention to my chubber float. So what I've done is, I've got a sardine from, you know, Morrison's or somewhere like that. I've cut him in half, and I've ledgering him to the bottom. So I've got the runner on, I've got the bleeper on. I'll show you my method, how I've set that up in a minute. So hopefully that'll go off, and a jack or a pike will have took that while I'm down here trying to get a barbel too. The river that I'm fishing today is actually local to me. I've fished it for many years. Me and my brother and my father have come down here for a long time. So it's not actually run by anybody, it's actually landowner's permission. If you've got the landowner's permission, then you can come and fish it. And like I say, as I've fished here for a long time, I do know the landowner. So just a word of advice for people, that wherever you're going, just make sure you've got permission to go and fish on that land, or day ticket, etc. Just do your research, guys, make sure that you're all good to go. Otherwise, you know, you're taking all your stuff down there, you're wasting a day out, etc. to go and fish and somewhere where you're just going to get kicked off. And not only that, it upsets the landowner for the people that do actually go there. So you'll notice that when I'm casting out, I'm not absolutely wellying it out straight across the other side of the river, because there's no need here. It's not actually that far. So all I'm doing is just lowering it down with underarm, just straight across the other side of the river. It's got a 12-gram float on it with 5 SSG at the end of the day. So it don't take a lot of wellying out, just a nice underarm cast, and Bob's your uncle. This is the other rod that I've got set up at the side there, just in case a jack or a pike comes along to take it. So I've got a barbel rod, it's actually a sonic barbel rod, with a Shimano 8000 on there, and I am actually putting the bait runner on. Then on the actual terminal tackle I've got, so it's a gripper weight, then with a bead, just for it to stop it on there, and then it's a wire trace with me sardine on. And the idea is when the weight's sat there like that, if the pike comes up and nabs and takes the sardine, it's just going to run with it freely, and then hopefully I'll get him. So guys, just caught this little beauty on the float. Only a small one. Okay, he's not the massive one that was after, but at the same time, nevertheless, look how beautiful he is. Absolutely pristine little fish. And it's times like this when you go fishing and think to yourself, do you know what? You know, what a stunning little fish. So people, the session is about over. We've had one little barbel, which is, you know, it's not amazing, but at the same time it was a great little fish. Absolutely stunning. It wasn't the big boy that we're all always after, you know, us fishermen always try and catch the big one, but absolutely stunning nevertheless. Just on the chubber float with the meat. Nothing picked up on the pike rod, but you know, it was just a little bonus rod at the side there just in case anything happened. So hopefully you've enjoyed the video. You know, there's plenty more to come. You know, we're not here professionals or not trying to teach you anything. Hopefully you can pick a few tips up from me or Daz or Luke, but at the same time, you know, just come along and enjoy the ride with us, and hopefully we'll get there together. Take care, see you again soon.